that were on the over-the-road team walked into the office and says, if he doesn't go, we're all going. I'm dead serious.
And so they boycotted you.
And they were like, well, you know, and so I saw what was coming. And they were trying to spin it.
Did the execs turn on you too? Everyone there turned on you?
Everybody did. Everybody.
Wow.
I mean, because don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, business is business. You're going to lose 11 drivers just to keep one. I mean, I was expendable at the time. Now, had they been on my side and said, hey, you know what? Fine, leave. I would have been able to probably replace those drivers in a heartbeat, but they didn't want the bad blood. They didn't want the drama. So, okay, cool. Knight called me up, and that whole thing, and then the whole Traveloco thing. But then I found RST, where I'm at now.
What we got going on, brother?
All right, so you know how a lot of people have train horns on their truck? Well, I've got a train whistle.
What the hell's a train whistle? A train whistle, man. There it is.
Like an old steam engine.
Hey, I tell you, what's going on with the Truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. If you do not know who this man is right here, I mean, this guy's the start of it, man. The foundation. People hear the drama. People hear the success. People hear everything. But today we are going to get the truth, you know, about your life and who you are, brother. So
we're going to give it to him.
Introduce yourself for the people that might not know who you are.
Well, if you don't know who I am Matthew from the Little Guys Show. Been driving a truck now for almost 9 years, and this beauty behind me is it's been a long time coming.
Let's talk about it.
It's been coming down the pipe, as they say.
Woo! Let's talk about this build right now.
That's why we named it Pipe Dreams.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's on the back in the Mario Brothers theme.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's walk around the build. Let's walk around it.
So we got a. It's a 2020 Western Star 4900 SB. Long story short, we were supposed to get the EX model, which is the extended hood, and because of COVID last year, everything got messed up, and we got the mini hood. And you know, so it's an ongoing joke. Oh, it's not a real hood. You got the little hood. So you know, little hood for little guy, but you know what? it still looks good to me.
I love it. Let's walk around. Let's look at it, man.
But yeah, it's a 4900, brand new, with the military. Navy, well, not military, it's a Navy themed truck. I call it the rolling shadow box because it's got everything there on the fairings of my military service.
Let's walk it. Let's look.
This is the Navy digital camouflage blue that they used to have on their uniforms when I was in the service. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Battleship that came out back in the day, but that was the uniform they were wearing in the in that movie. So I wanted to, because that was the uniform that I had, and it was one of my favorite uniforms. And you know, when you see camouflage on trucks or cars, you usually see an Army theme or something, but you don't ever see the Navy digital camouflage blue. So I figured that would be cool. And then, you know, top we have the Navy, you know, emblem. Then we have my ship that I served on, my rank, Yeoman 3rd Class, all the medals that I got, and all the ribbons that I wore on my uniform.
Beautiful, man. I love it.
And then on the back,
let's take a look.
You know, because the thing was we were supposed to get a hood. It took us so long to get a hooded truck. You know, there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of jokes, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of fun. But I always used to say, my thing is, oh yeah, get ready guys, it's coming down the pipe. And then one day I asked some of my subscribers, what are we going to name the truck? And one of my subscribers said, we need to call it Pipe Dreams because it's coming down the pipe, you know. And everybody, oh, when's this pipe going to come on, Clug? So we did Pipe Dreams in the same Navy digital camouflage blue with the Mario Brothers pipes.
I love it, man.
Pretty neat, right?
Hey, I think it's great, brother.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, I'm happy for you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. You know, you've always been a big supporter of mine, so, and I got your back the same way you got mine. So, but yeah, this is a working truck. It pulls loads to and from shows like this and to the house, and this is my beauty.
I love it, man. I appreciate you.
Piece by piece, this thing is going to get more stuff to it. You know, in fact, we were talking with the one of the reps over there at Dynaflex for exhaust, and we're going to put something together with them to do a marketing campaign. So yeah, so there's a lot of more good stuff coming down the pipe.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Seriously. How do I look?
Prestige, sir. You know, some people think they know you. They might see what they think they see, and they might know what they think they've heard from other people.
Yeah, that's always a problem with everybody. One of the things that I've stayed true to on my channel is just being me. And like you had just said, when other people hear around the, oh, I heard this, I heard that, they don't really understand. But the people that have been watching me since the beginning, like yourself, you know how I am as a person. I always keep it 100%, whether it's good, bad, and ugly. I've told on my channel, like I said, my channel started day one of truck driving school. If you go back to the very first video on this channel, it's the first day of trucking school. So the entire story from the beginning, day one, up until today is documented. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the drama. But like yourself, my channel, we like to put out a message of positivity. We like to try to entertain people. We got roped into drama in the past and stuff, but I got out of that stuff, because it's not what my channel's about.
I love it, man.
Trying to be positive, trying to put out a good message, trying to keep people laughing. That's one thing. A lot of people always say, "Oh, you're a goofball. You're a goofball. You should have been a comedian or this, that." But yeah, that's my niche on this channel, is being funny. Doing goofy stuff. So, and that's what we're gonna continue to do.
I love it. And so, if you guys don't want to check my man out, he's everywhere. Little guy show and everything.
I'm trying. We're getting there.
No, I love it. So, let's take it back a little bit.
Okay.
What the hell got you into trucking?
My dad was always a driver, and my grandfather used to drive garbage trucks and stuff. And I remember as a little kid, my grandfather would always bring home great stuff from the garbage, and my dad drove trucks and stuff. And I was like, when I first got out of the Navy, I wanted to drive, but I didn't do it, But then, realistically, when I was in the Navy for 4 years, did my first 4 years, got out, did all this, random stuff, went back in and worked with, a joint task force over in the Horn of Africa, and then I came home again. I did a total of 6 years, and went to school for automotive, because I love working on cars. I love turning wrenches. I love, fixing things. Well, at the time, this was 2007, almost 2008, the economy took a crap, and, it was just a mess, and that's when I went back into the Navy. The second time, got back out, went to school, and when I finished school, they were like, yeah, you finished top of your class, all this good stuff, and you could start out, $9 an hour, changing oil. Now, in the automotive industry, as a tech, you either start out at the bottom as a lube jockey, or you have a $30,000 toolbox and all of your certs. I didn't have that. I just went to regular automotive school. I didn't go to like UTI or nothing like that. I should have went to UTI, but anyway, I digress. So I was like, I can't. I'm done school now. $9 an hour, I can cut it. I was DJing, weddings and parties and stuff in nightclubs on the weekends. And during the day, or the week, I was working at a custom tint shop doing custom car audio and everything like that. It just wasn't cutting the mustard because of the economy. And I was like, what about trucking? I've always wanted to, look into trucking.
Grandpa trucks,
yeah.
Dad trucks.
Yeah.
You're like a third generation truck driver.
Yeah, and I look at it like this, my wife's initial, she's like, no, I don't want you to do it. You're going to be away from home. But I said to my wife, I was like, look, we're in the sacrifice stage of our lives right now. If we don't sacrifice now, we'll be paying for it when we get older. So now, even though in the beginning of my trucking career with the whole YouTube thing, I bounced around job to do,
But let's talk about it. So what was your first job?
I started out at Werner, and...
Really? I thought it was night, actually.
No. I started out at Werner back in, 20... I got my license in October of 2012, and started out at Werner, okay? And because of the YouTube channel, like I said, the YouTube channel started day one of school, and it just blew up overnight, Like, I went and did 3 weeks of Roadmaster's trucking school, and literally, like, this after orientation at Werner, which is a month, 2 months at the most, by the time I got done with training, I had people coming up to me, and they're like, hey, you're the little guy from YouTube, and I'm like, I got like 500 subscribers, I had nothing, but I was just starting. But when I noticed that I was impacting people's lives on a positive level and sharing that information, because I started the YouTube channel because I learned about trucking from YouTube. The greats like Big Cat Trucker,
Yeah.
Your Boy E, Jerry Ott, you know?
Yes.
Because, you know, I went to go look up information about trucking and couldn't find anything. It was just forums of nothing but you just got, it was like CB talk on the forums.
So is that how it really started?
Yeah, and then, you know, I ended up on YouTube and found Jerry Ott and them, and, you know, oh, hey, the how-to videos. And I said to my dad, I was like, Dad, I watched all these YouTube videos about it. I'm going to be fine. You can't learn nothing from YouTube. And I'm like, Dad, look at these guys are showing their experience. So I was figuring, you know, let me make a channel, put my spin on it, and see what happens, you know. And it took off, you know. And because the YouTube took off, Werner, Knight, Raven, every company that I've ever been at saw marketing potential in me. Werner offered me, like my very first, one of the very first videos with Werner, when I got out of training, was the crappy truck that they assigned to me. And I was honest in the video. I wasn't bashing the company, but I was honest. Hey, this is what they gave me. I'm humble, whatever. You know, I didn't say, oh, Werner this, and I didn't do that. But when Werner saw that video the next day, one of the executives of that particular terminal called me up and said, hey, we're going to get you a truck. We're going to... because they knew what was coming. And this is back in 2012, 2013, when YouTube trucking was still in its infancy, you know. And same thing, you know, Raven called me up and says, hey, why don't you come work for us? We'll give you this. And then Knight, and then Prime, and all back and forth.
So what made you quit Warner and go to Knight?
I went from Warner to Raven for more money, okay, and recruiting bonuses and all that good stuff. I got so big with Raven that the drivers literally turned on me. Because at the time, you needed to have 2 years of experience to get hired on at Raven. And I only had 6 months. And so
everyone started hating you.
So they're like, yo, why does this guy get the nice new truck? Why this and why that? I'm talking to the guys that were at Raven for years, you know. And they were like, you know, I would be jealous too. Who wouldn't be, right? But whatever. I was putting in the extra effort to make the videos, to show my experience. And yes, whether it was a recruiting video or not, it's still marketing. You know what I'm saying? So, got big enough at Raven to where it was literally going to be me doing orientation and recruiting and then driving from terminal to do driver appreciation events. That's the design I made. I was like, this would be great for the drivers. This is what the drivers need. So, that didn't work out. It was a big mess. Like
everyone just turned on you.
Literally, what happened was it was Christmas of 2016. And I had made a huge bonus for recruiting. I'm talking huge, like it was like $11,000 bonus because we did a recruiting event in Houston. Was it Houston? No, it was Dallas. It was Dallas, and we were opening up a small terminal for our local drivers in that area, and the company did like a $2,000 ad in the newspaper about the hiring event. I did a YouTube video about it and a $25 thing on Craigslist just for shits and giggles. And everybody that showed up to the hiring event was from the YouTube channel. And I got the referral. So we hired 11 drivers. We needed 11, so $1,000 a head for a recruiting bonus. And when the other drivers, the veterans, so the guys that have been, they're like, $11,000. So what happened was it was like the day before Christmas. 11 drivers that were on the over-the-road team walked into the office and says, if he doesn't go, we're all going. I'm dead serious.
And so they boycotted you.
And they were like, well, you know, and so I saw what was coming. And they were trying to spin it.
Did the execs turn on you too? Everyone there turned on you?
Everybody did. Everybody.
Wow.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, business is business. You're going to lose 11 drivers just to keep one? I mean, I was expendable at the time. Now, had they been on my side and said, hey, you know what? Fine, leave. I would have been able to probably replace those drivers in a heartbeat, but they didn't want the bad blood. They didn't want the drama. So, okay, cool. Knight called me up, and that whole thing, and then the whole Traveloco thing. But then I found RST, where I'm at now. And when the company started, I was like truck number 12, you know. It was just a bunch of guys, you know, that everybody knew each other. Hey, come work over here. We're going to put together this great team. And I literally have never been more comfortable and more successful in my trucking career than with this company right here. Even before I became the marketing recruiting guy for RST. Because I went to RST and I told the owner, his name's Chris, I said, listen, I'm not coming over here to recruit. I just want to work. Because I quit the industry. I went home. I don't know if you remember. I
remember you went to detailing.
Yeah, I went back to detailing and doing car audio. I was like, this is bullshit, But money was money. I was like, hey, man, and RST had reached out to me and said, hey, come work for us. I said, listen, I'm coming as just a driver. Not doing no marketing, not doing nothing.
But they wanted the marketing.
Well, no, it just happened on its own.
Okay, organically.
Yeah. But organically, I focused on my driving and learning and this and that. And I made, I don't want to say so much money, but I made enough money to where I was successful and stress-free on that aspect. And then I was like, you know what, fine. You know what, this is a great company. I feel comfortable actually recruiting. Because all the companies previous...
I don't want to bag on other companies, but did you do it for the money? I don't want to say that.
No, I'll be honest with you. The money was great, but my first priority was to make sure drivers were getting the right job, the right company. This is the right company. And in the very beginning, when Werner, Raven, and Raven was a good company. Werner was great, and I always say Werner was a great company to start out at.
Right.
And I'm still sticking to that. Not a bad company, but a good starter company. Raven, at the time, was a great company. At the time, it was like 40 cents a mile, refrigerators, APUs,
for back then?
Power inverters. Hey. I was like, and then I went to Knight, and another big conglomerate, big power company. No inverters, no refrigerators. So I fought, to get inverters in the trucks, and now they got inverters in their trucks. So my first priority was always the drivers. How can we make it better for the drivers?
I believe that,
If I get recruiting for it, sure, whatever. If I get special treatment, sure, whatever. But my first priority was, how can we make it better for us drivers out here?
So,
and that was the aspect that we went for. But still, they were always after that marketing aspect of it. Yeah, we'll send you to the show. We'll do.
So let's talk about this then. What do you think people get wrong about you the most?
People just don't. People.
Because I see you're a hardworking man, just trying to provide for your wife and your kids.
Yeah, look at this for a second. When you've been in the game almost as long as me. When we first started, we never thought of going to truck shows. We never really were like, oh man, we'll go to these events and market. And even for our YouTube channels back then, we were like, yeah. But when I went to my first truck show, I was like, oh, this is great. This will be a great place to meet the fans. And like, for instance, this morning, if you look on my Instagram, there was a lady with her granddaughter, and they were walking up, and the lady went, oh my God! And I'm like, what happened? She's like, it's you! And I'm like, me? And that right there, and it happens to me all the time when I meet people at a truck stop or a show or whatever. Because people are like, oh, I'd love to meet you. I'm like, don't worry, we'll bump into each other one day and you least expect it. And so anyways, but the point I'm trying to make here is when I can impact someone's life to where they're starstruck to meet me, then I did my job. Because I remember what it was like to be starstruck by a YouTuber back in my car audio days. And the videos on my channel, in the like greatest hits, bass videos or whatever. Because a big car audio fan, there was a guy named Modified TV was the name of his YouTube channel. He would go around just like you and me. He would go to all the car shows and videotape car demos of sound systems. And I remember I was at an event one night, and I said to my wife, I was like, oh my God, look, babe, that's Brian from Modified. She's like, who the hell's Brian from Modified? Because back then, YouTube was still in its infancy. But to me, he was famous. He was somebody like, wow. So when I got to meet him, and I was starstruck, I know what that feeling is like, to be like, oh my God, like, it's you. So when people do that to me, and they come up to me starstruck, I know what that genuine feeling of impact that on their life. So that's why I continue to do what I do. And the people that misunderstand me, they don't watch the right videos. They're just watching the drama, or oh, I heard this or I heard that. But if the people that actually follow the show and see the ups and the downs and the trials and everything, they know.
So, but I would say, you having the most experience with it, We won't title this video the most hated, but sometimes you might feel that way at times.
Well, at a time back in the day when the drama was real.
I remember when it was big, when we had a conversation.
Yeah, it was there was a few people that I was surrounded by in my life that were just toxic in a way,
So what advice would you have for people that have haters that are dragging them down, that, because in the trucking game, you need every bit of success and luck that you can get in this game.
Man, let me tell you something. Forget about just trucking in general. If you're hated in life, okay, if people are jealous of you or they're talking smack or what have you, that means they want what you have, okay? You need to, and it took me a long time to learn this skill. When you're hated on and when people are talking smack, okay, that means that you have something that they want. Use that negativity to motivate you to push harder. Like, for instance, this truck. You're never going to get that truck. Because it was years in the making, remember?
I remember.
I was supposed to get a W900, okay? This was back when I first started RST. It didn't work out. For whatever reason. It was like, at the last minute, the dealership changed the terms of the contract. And RST was like, nah, forget it. And then I got the white Volvo. Remember the white Volvo?
Yes, I do.
I love that truck. That truck was great. The life-size vinyl of me on the side of it. Anyway.
I remember it.
Yeah. And then we were supposed to get another W900. Okay? Same thing happened. That deal fell through. So years in the making. You're never going to get a hood. You're never... And people, what do you want a hood for? I wanted this classic look. Right? And still to this day, my favorite is the Pete and the Kenworth. Those are my two favorites. But Chris had said to me, he's like, what about a W900? I'm like, no, I don't want a 5700. I'm sorry, what about a Western Star? I said, no, I don't want a 5700. And he's like, no, let's get the 4900. I'm like, the 4900? I'm like, isn't that car haulers and dump trucks usually? He's like, no, we could spec one out to haul a reefer, because you don't see these too often. When you see one, you're like, but you don't see them as prevalent as, like right now, we're the only Western Star at this show. The only Western Star at this show. So I was like, okay, I saw the truck, and I was like, if we can make it, I showed him a picture that I found on Google. I said, if we can make the truck look like this, then let's do it. And, like I said, we were supposed to get the EX model, and it ended up being the SB. The only difference between this model and the EX is the hood's 3 inches longer. But I was like, we waited over a year with the COVID and everything, and I actually saw the truck in person. I was like, Chris, this is the wrong truck. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, the hood is tiny. Now, you wouldn't know it. Nobody would know it looking at this truck. But if you parked an EX next to it, you'd see the difference. But even still, I'm a humble guy. I'm not going to be bitter. Because look at this thing.
Looks good to me, bro.
This is all factory, by the way. This is everything here you see is, except for this. This is factory. The gauge packet factory. The rosewood cabinets are factory, dude.
Looks good to me.
I don't know about a Peterbilt or a Kenworth having real wood cabinets. So I was like, you know what, the Western Star it'll be different, and that's what I like to do. I like to do things different. Like, for instance, I'll roll this window down for a second. And I'm in the process of putting my air horns on, but I already have this.
Is it?
You're gonna have in here. It's quiet. You're gonna have to get a shot of it outside.
Yeah.
At the end of this video, but I got a train whistle, not a train horn. I have train horns that I'm waiting to hook up, but I have a train whistle. It sounds like an old steam engine whistle, and I love it.
I love it.
I love it. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, if I can impact someone's life in a positive way with this goofy ass YouTube channel, I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
Hey man, it's one of those things where I truly wish you the best, and I think some people might have gotten a little bit more information about you than they thought they would get.
Than they have perceived from before. Because like you had said, and that goes with everybody. When you hear, I heard this about this, I heard that about that, you don't really understand the whole big picture, until you really get to know somebody. And I believe that you can get to know somebody through our YouTube channel, especially the way me and you make content. We tell our life story. It's not just a talk show. It's not just content. It's a life story. It's our like I said, if you look at my channel, it goes from day one of trucking school to until now and continuing. So the whole story is there. I mean,
there it is.
You know.
I love it, man.
Thanks,
man. We'll have more videos to come. But for now, I think if people are listening closely, don't listen to the hate. Let it feel you in a positive way.
Yeah, you know, like I said, when you have people that are hating on you, use that as motivation to push harder and keep doing what you're doing, and use it as fuel. And that's what I've always. When my dad always said this to me, he's like, Matt, when people tell you that you can't have something, that means that you need to push harder to prove them wrong in a way. When someone says you can't have it, I want to push even harder. Just not so much to prove them wrong, but just to show people that anything can be possible. You know, I don't know. Did you see the little press conference before the Logan Paul fight the other night?
Yes.
He was saying, look, here I am fighting one of the greatest boxers in the world. And he said, who am I? And I'm fighting, and he said, basically what he said is anything is possible. Look what he was able to achieve. Here this guy was just a goofy YouTuber back in the day, and here he is fighting one of the greatest boxers. I mean, that's monumental. That's powerful, you know? I mean, that's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, not motivating, you know what I'm talking, I can't think of the word, but it just shows you that if you push hard enough, anything can be possible.
Hey, I love it, man. There it is. There it is, man. We'll wait for part 2, but for now, I think we're good, brother.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan to me, bro.
Yes, sir. If you guys want to see this dope man on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything, then The Little Guy Show.
Look me up. You'll find me.
I heard that, man.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.